The Africa Food Systems Forum Thematic platforms are technical working groups formed by various theme experts from the AFS partnering organizations. They bring together experts, partners, and innovators who shape the annual summit. They drive thought leadership. They turn ideas into sessions that inspire action.
My name is Dr. Tilahu Namede. I am a professor of systems agronomy. In Agra, I'm the director of the program called Sustainable Farming, where climate is hosted. Climate change is a big issue in Africa. It's at a crossroads between the incremental progress we made, but also the need to accelerate and scale up this action because our communities, our countries are affected by climate change. There's a lot of also global effort which is intensifying to advance climate change adaptation and resilience, but also bringing in financing mechanisms with a focus on agriculture, water, energy, and infrastructure. So all this has to lead to climate change adaptation. But the issue is that we need to accelerate adaptation. Up to now, there's a lot of negotiation, discussion happening. Various platforms have been created. Countries have promised to integrate climate in their private investment. But what is slow is action. So really investment on climate resilient and climate adaptive solutions, be it managing, for example, water. Water scarcity is a big issue, but also flooding is a big issue. How do you manage water? So we really have to call on governments and partners, investors, to make sure that there is, a nature-based solution employed to manage water, to minimize, risk of flood, but also to prepare communities. We also really call for, diversifying livelihood options, particularly for smallholder farmers, to build their resilience. We also call for really, building resilient infrastructure, for example, renewable energy to power irrigation, but also to minimize deforestation, to bring in cold storage into farmers' fields, to help them to process products. When we talk about the Sahel, there are two things emerging when it comes to climate. One is, drought, so really access to water. How do we help communities to capture the water, the rainwater, and also groundwater, capture the water, store the water, and efficiently utilize the water. But also, for us to manage the water, we need to work also on the landscapes. So there's a lot of effort is going on in terms of regreening the Sahara, bringing in more trees, more biomass, and reduce, the impact of climate change at the same time, moving and changing the microclimate so that farmers get different types of, resources, including, fruits, including trees, but also diversified crop types. The developed nations and philanthropies, which really have a historical contribution to climate crisis, has to increase the financial support to address the climate justice, and that really should bring in, more climate resilient solutions to smallholder settings in Africa and Asia. Forum is a place where different actors bring in their thoughts, innovations, ideas, but also demands. That's where really a lot of knowledge sharing is happening, but also is in fact an opportunity for governments to learn from each other, to create a collective action for investment, but have also one voice for the young people, one voice for the countries, to have a climate action, and have really a strong understanding of the climate issues and the opportunities that they can explore.